Hi, FlossTube. This is Karen with Cave Studio Creations.
And Jason messing with Karen.
So, it's been over a month, but we are back. So thank you for watching. If we have any new people watching, thank you for watching. Anyone who's watched us before, we appreciate that too. And it might be a little bit of a mess today.
Or a lot of bit of a mess.
But we're here.
A lot of bit? Yeah, that's the first mess. I'm going to count the messes. No, I shouldn't do that.
So we're going to start with my new releases. So Valentine's is coming up. Valentine's Day. So the first one is my Valentine's Day house. I really like how this turned out. And this is stitched on 32 count Picture This Plus Ariel linen. So yeah, it's just a pink house with a little heart on top, a little Valentine, some snow on the ground because it's winter. And I'll try to insert the picture of the house that inspired it. But yeah.
So yeah, I'll put this back up so you can insert the picture.
Well, I'm going to insert the picture. Oh. I'm just going to insert the picture I put on Instagram that has both side by side kind of thing.
Oh.
Sorry.
I wanted to hold it up. But hold it up one more time.
But, and this trim is Lady Dot Creates trim. And then just some fabric on the back. That matches.
But yeah.
So that's in my Etsy shop if you're interested in the pattern. And then my Ombre Hearts hand towel.
Hold on. I gotta get this where it makes it. Hold on. I want it to look. I want to be able to zoom in as close as I can so you can see the ombre.
Okay. I feel like you see it better from farther back though, but.
Well, you can see like, yes, I see what you're saying. What I'm saying is if I can get it closer, people can see that they're individual, like it's not...
That it's different colors.
Yeah, it's just DMC floss that is in different colors that makes the ombre. It's not like the floss that does it. It's your pattern that does it.
And this is on 16 count Charles Craft white estate hand towel. And so, yeah. So they get, lighter towards the top and lighter towards the outside. So, yeah. I had fun stitching it. I had fun designing it. If you want a Valentine's Day hand towel for your kitchen. Or you could even just stitch one of these hearts and put it on like a Valentine's card or make it a little small pillow or whatever else.
Do a little ornament. Because that's not a word.
So then also with FFOs is the Christmas presents that I made. So we're going to insert a video here with those Christmas presents.
3, 2, 1, boop!
So Christmas presents, I only made a few this year because I didn't have the energy to make it for my nieces and nephews, but I did make it for the 4 adults I was assigned in my family. So the first one...
I didn't realize this was the first one, otherwise I would have gotten it.
So this, I don't have there's just a digital rendering and it looks like this. So it's Link Portrait 2 by CrossStitch Quest. And I stitched it on a 14 count light blue Aida. I originally started it in the wrong direction, this way. So then I had to frog. I was like 15% done when I realized it. So I had to frog all of that and then start it the correct direction. Oh, actually, can you bring it back? And I fully finished it this way where I just, folded it over the top for an easy wall hanging. And if you want to, I do have a wall hanging tutorial that I will link below or whatever if you want to see how I fully finish wall hangings sometimes.
And how I help.
Yes, he helps.
Okay, number 2.
Yeah, so this next one, wrong place. Where is the right place? Aha. So these...
We should just stitch her one every year.
So this is Christmas Jumpers by Lucie Heaton. And I did this one, but I changed some things. I did a similar color scheme, but I changed it all to a toile. And then I didn't like the yellow, so I did...
A darker green.
Yeah, I did a darker green, and then on the hat I did red. And I finished it. I will have shown you in last month's video that I got these wood blanks. So I painted it and fully finished it on here. Oh, and this is on 20 count antique white Aida 1/1. So I don't know if you can see the sparkle, but it's pretty. And I put a 2022 charm on the back and just some cording. So I really like how that turned out. My sister, I think, will really love it because she loves everything Christmas and she loves Christmas sweaters and all that. So
she's going to love it a lot. Number 2 is the Nativity silhouette.
So this is also something you'll see from the last video of me dyeing fabric.
Sorry, I thought you'd want to say it was in just CrossStitch.
Oh, yeah. Just CrossStitch, December 2020.
There we go.
And so it was on 14 count Aida that I stitched the black of the silhouette and then decided I didn't want to stitch the background. So I hand dyed over it. And I'm going to do a TikTok that I'll maybe, if you go to my TikTok, or maybe I might put it on Instagram too, of the process of what I did.
This way you can see. This is what the original, it is fully stitched.
Yeah.
As hopefully you can see. Like
and
all the gradient is stitched. This one, it's still the same idea. It's just a lot less work.
And I did a lot less stars.
Yeah.
And they aren't not necessarily exactly the same stars as that. But also with this, I think if I'd had it in Pattern Keeper, it would be less overwhelming. But it's not just like straight bands. It's, you know, very confetti in the bands. And I was too overwhelmed to do it. So I dyed the fabric instead. And I think it turned out pretty well.
Looks great, sweetie.
And I got a frame for it.
And she's going to love it. And then lastly, this is the last one, right?
Yep, this is the last one. So this is Chipping Sparrow Biscornest by Crosswing Collection. And I saw Aimee loves toads stitching them, and she's now stitched all 4 of them. But I stitched this one for my brother who loves birds. And I stitched it on 28 count clay Joblin, which you can't see it's full coverage, but it's a color that's similar to some of the colors. So, you know, if it did show through any place, that it's not as, I don't know.
Noticeable.
Yeah. And then the eggs are 1/1.
And it looks so good. Designer, hold on.
Crosswing Collection.
Is that the designer? Oh, I guess so.
I mean, I don't know what the designer's actual name is, but that's her company's
But yeah,
name.
Crosswing Collection. This is beautiful. You did a great job designing it.
So I think I love it. It was fun to stitch. At times I got tired of all the same colors, but I got it done. And
in the end, it looks really pretty. And you were worried you wouldn't finish it.
I was worried I wasn't. I was trying to work on it like every day a little bit, at least one strand to help me get it done.
Once she got to the eggs and she could see the end in sight, she kind of just trucked on it a little too.
Except for some days when I was just like, I can't do 1/1 today.
Yeah.
Also, I was being really good about like fixing any mistakes and being exact, but by the time I got to the end of the eggs, I was like, oh, I missed a stitch. I'll just stitch with that missing stitch in whatever color I have on my thread right now. So it's not exactly perfect, but it doesn't matter.
It looks great. I couldn't tell. You don't have to confess your mistakes, sweetie.
But yeah, those are the presents I did. And I think people will like them. And
I didn't do any present stitching, so I'm apologizing that I don't have anything to show.
But that's the presents. Back to the rest of the video.
And now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
And then, so starts.
Do I need to welcome us back?
No.
No, but we're coming back to the video.
We are coming back to the video.
Welcome back to the video, guys.
So,
Start and almost finish is what you're about to show.
So this is my New Year, New Start, and it's Flower Fairy by Stitchy Princess, and I'll insert a picture of what it looks like. I'm changing the colors, though. Most of the colors.
A lot of it, and it's looking really nice.
I think the only color...
But I love how much you're just dedicated to stitching this.
Well, I'm trying to get it finished before my birthday when I do my birthday start in February. I'm also really enjoying stitching it. I am. But I'm also trying to get it done before my birthday start. So...
Because some of us like to start things and then hold on to them for years on end as we work on them. Oh, wait, I can fold this back.
And this is on 28 count Opalescent Woodland Green Lugana by Silk Weaver.
Well, some of this stuff is hard to see in the video.
Yeah.
I apologize for that. But I'll bring it close so then you can see.
But I'm about 76% done, I think. So I definitely think I can finish it. But...
It's looking so good.
I'm having fun picking my own colors. So yeah. And then, so these next ones are designs in progress, I guess, which I usually don't show. This first one. So temperature, I see people stitching temperature charts all the time, and I love seeing the charts and they look so cool, and I like the idea, but the idea of tracking my temperature does not appeal to me at all. So then I had this idea to track the books I read and what genres they're in, because I read a lot. And,
those are still in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I looked around at the patterns online, but none of them were what I really wanted because I wanted very little stitching per day. So I designed my own. And so this is what it looks like so far. And I'm just picking different colors for different genres. And at one point I was like, oh, I'll just make it a freebie. But then it's taking more work to design. And I'm also doing one, this is the one I'm doing is like a big, tall, thin one. And then I'm also working on one that's side by side. So it's like January, February. So
is that
like,
on here?
No, I'm not stitching that one this year.
Okay.
I haven't even finished designing it.
But anyway,
so what I've decided is I'm going to show this throughout the year. And eventually I'll get it released. I mean, it doesn't seem like a point to push hard to get it released right now because we're at the beginning of the year and most people have already started a chart if they're doing a temperature chart. But I thought it could be something to track. You know, I'm tracking books read. You could track days stitched, or you know what days you stitch and what days you don't stitch. So like days you stitch, you could do it in like a pastel color. Days you don't stitch, you could do it in a dark color. You know, just any sort of thing you could track. But so I'll pull together all those ideas and whatever when I release the official pattern. But I've decided I'm going to show it in my FlossTubes. And if you want the pattern, just this working pattern that I'm working on, you know, it's not the final pattern, but if you want the working pattern for free, you can tell me, email me, and I will send you the working pattern for free. So,
where do they find your email?
In the drop down below.
Okay.
And in my show notes, but in the drop down below, which is where you also find my show notes link. But so if you want that pattern, you know, it's
reach out and let her know. I was gonna say let us know, but I just show up. I'm just a pretty face. That's all it is.
So it's free.
Powder.
Basically, it's free until I release it if you email me. So yeah. So this next one, Jason doesn't like because it's a fairy. He asked me to design a fairy. I designed one of him first, and I will then, now that as I'm getting more comfortable, I will then design the fairy he wanted me to design. But so
I just love how I can't show. Hold on, I can't show patterns and progress of being stitched.
I told you can.
No, you don't want me to. You said at the beginning that you don't want me to, and I'm going to respect that. But I just think it's funny that, like, you had that rule a while ago. You may not adhere to it so much now. But I love that the first time she's showing her works in progress, one of them makes sense. I don't know why she's showing this one as a work in progress.
You'll find out.
It just, I think it's to torture me.
So this is the only time you're going to see it until it's done. But,
why are you showing it now then?
So I can talk about this next part. So first, this is on, oh, where did I put it?
Bayou
Ada by Atomic Ranch Fabrics, 16 count. So the reason I'm showing this is I'm stitching this, working on stitching on this on every Friday. And I started a FairyFridaySAL.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm showing this, is to say, hey, if you want, join me in stitching a fairy on Friday, stitching on a fairy pattern on Fridays, and use the hashtag FairyFridaySAL on Instagram. I guess you could use it anywhere else, but Instagram is where I have it. And I will be posting some sneak peeks of this throughout the year, or I'm hoping it doesn't take me more than a year to stitch it. But
well, if you look at my fairy, it's taken me a long time.
So like he's stitching one of the Bewitching Pixies. He could stitch on that on Friday. Technically, you know, this one is a fairy. I could, you know, stitch on this one on Fridays, but I'm stitching this one on Sundays. But you know, so that's why I showed it, because I wanted to encourage you to join me if you so choose to stitch on a fairy on Friday.
Hold on, when you say you, do you mean me, you, or you, or them, you?
Both.
Oh.
Anybody and everybody can join in. So now,
whips.
Moving to whips. So, the Italian Assisi Bell Pull. This is my Ort Works where I stitch with using Orts, and I'm currently doing this little, that one.
The top?
Yeah,
because
the top one.
She's already done the bottom 2?
3. Well, I didn't do the flowery one.
Okay.
But I did those 3.
It's irking me even more that you didn't just do the bird now. Oh.
So I'm doing the bird over on this side. I only worked on it one day. I haven't felt like working on this a lot lately, but I did put one day of time in it. I usually just stitch on it when we're over at my parents' house for dinner, after dinner when we're talking with people. So
These look so good, though.
Yeah, I worked a little bit on that. And I'll be inserting before and after pictures throughout. And then Celtic Summer. This is my Old Whip Wednesday stitch. This is my oldest whip, which I started. It was my new start.
It's your current oldest whip.
Yeah. And it was my New Year, New Start in January 2020. So I'm hoping to finish this year. We'll see, but hoping. So I've just been working more on the gold in her dress. So
I will do a close-up of it.
And this is on a 28 count mystery linen.
Oh, that's looking so good. I love the shimmering in it that you can see in the reflection.
Yeah, but I really hope I can finish it this year. We'll see.
So do you just have the chronic and the beads now, right?
And the border.
Chronic beads and border?
Yeah, there's the border goes up and across, and then it has like a backstitch line too. Yeah.
This one too?
Yep.
Okay.
So I have the border. Yeah. Border. Words. I have what he said earlier. I can't remember the words now.
The shiny threads, the beads, and the border.
But I don't think I'm gonna have enough shiny threads. I'm thinking I'm gonna run out of the petite treasure braids, so I need to order some more. So I also worked on a stitching shelf mini by Heaven and Earth Designs, and Aimee Stewart is the
Still boggles my mind that this is a mini.
And so this is on 25 count easy guide, easy count 1/1. And I'm still working on this snow at the bottom. I'm hoping I should be able to, but I'm hoping to get to the other end by the end of winter at least. Which as long as I put in another day or two on it, I will definitely get to the other end and can maybe start on another color.
I don't know. Winter's coming to a close fast around here. Wish we had a winter.
It did. We got a little. I was trying it someday recently a bit when we had a little bit of winter weather, and I tend to be in the mood to work on it when we have winter weather, but we'll see. Hopefully some more work will get done on that. And then I worked on the Autumn Sampler by T.A. Smith Designs, and I'm just doing the center section. And this is on a 40 count mystery linen, 1/2 with Gloriana Cinnabar. So I know I finished this. I don't know how much I had done of it before, but I finished that block and worked more on the border, I think. So I'm kind of tired of it again. I don't know if I'll work on it.
It's a lot of monochromatic stuff.
Like, I enjoy it, but I get bored with it. So that's all of my whips.
And I'm confused looking at my whips because I know one of them isn't a whip. Confused. What's that?
I just put it on there just because I didn't know where else. I guess I could
just for me to talk about.
I could have put it in haul. I don't know.
Sort of. Yeah. So I worked more on the Shire. I don't know what I've done on it since last time. It's been so long.
We'll see when we put in the before and after picture.
Yeah. You tell me in the comments what I've done. I know what I've worked on, but I don't know like how much has been done. Because I'm wondering if... So I've been mostly lately working on these stones. And as you may or may not be able to tell... Yeah, I'm working there. Like, it is so close to the normal color of the fabric. I'm like, I don't know. So, I'm kind of interested. It's a little darker, but it's very close. Is there a stitch that's kind of... There's a funky stitch in there. I don't like that. But, like, the colors on here and here are kind of not the same. Maybe more so now that I'm looking at it. But, I don't know. I thought they'd be a little bit darker, and so it's throwing me off. But, I'm just going to keep going and trust the process.
You're bouncing the table.
It's the other leg.
Oh.
But I'm going to trust the process, and hopefully all goes well. It should. But yeah, I think mostly what I've done is just been working on filling in the stepping stones.
Yeah. So this next thing is something he stitched in 2018.
Yeah.
So, but we got it finally. So it was his grandma's.
So, okay. We went out to visit my grandma. I had just started getting into stitching. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to stitch this for my grandmother. Because it's Cozy Cacti from June 2018, CrossStitcher magazine.
And Rico is the designer.
Rico is the designer. And this is how it's put forth. Like it's meant to be done as a hand towel. But what I did is I just stitched 4 of them. And put them in this hoop for my grandmother. We stayed with her for like a weekend. And I stitched the whole thing in the weekend, didn't I?
Yeah, I think you started.
I started a little
drive.
early.
Yeah.
But I pretty much stitched, oh my gosh.
What?
I'm looking at the back of this. My stitching's come a long way because the back of this is a hot mess. But anyway, because like there's no... Normally I cover this up now, but
We didn't have anything.
We didn't have anything at the time. But anyway, so I stitched this in the weekend that we spent with her mostly. And then
and he added
left
like
it
these
with her.
lines to make it look like have a cool background.
Yeah.
I think this is just like a 14 count Fiddler's Light Ada.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
And so I had fun stitching it. Grandma loved having it in her house. She passed away recently, and
well, not recently.
Recently, like a year and a half.
But he finally got it back.
I got it back this Christmas. So, putting it up here at our house.
Yeah. So also, well, design model with design shop, just model stitching, you know, designing, whatever, the usual, getting stuff done.
You've got some really cool things coming out here soon for Mother's Day and Father's Day.
Hopefully. I will. It's I've got some spring patterns.
I can't think of anything you've been designing lately besides the bookshelf.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot of designing this year because I've been focused on getting these things ready for release.
And work.
Yes, and work, which we'll talk about in life updates.
But for haul...
We'll do an insert video, which will also show something else Jason stitched and fully finished.
Yes, it will. I was like, what is it? Is it the thing that I'm thinking? The
present.
Yeah.
For my sister.
Okay, yeah. That's in there.
So we'll do that now.
So. Woo! Movie magic.
So some of the haul we've gotten.
I love how I have to position myself to where there's like this thing on my nose. It looks weird.
I wish the camera would disappear some of the
stuff. So haul. Sorry, I'm distracting.
All right. So I got my copy of just CrossStitch, like just my magazine subscription. In the last video, we showed you that I'd gotten the CrossStitch I'd done in it, and so my copy that was because I had something. So yeah, that's there. Also, Sheila from Mrs. Stitches sent me this thank you card.
Ooh.
So thank you, Mrs. Stitches. She sent me a thank you card for the giveaway I sent her. But it's a really pretty card, so I like that.
It's very pretty.
Christmas presents is what I think I'll do next. So some of my siblings gave me CrossStitch Christmas presents.
First off, this came from her brother, and he and I talked about what to get her.
Oh, I didn't
He
know
had me
this.
come up to his room, and we sat and chatted while he looked at a website. I can't remember which one. I think it was
CrossStitchingSupplies.com.
Okay, I thought that was it.
Yeah.
But I told him that Karen's been doing some stuff with her toile lately, and so he got her assorted colors in a toile for her to play around with.
And so that'll come back later as well. And then he got me...
So he really loves this color, and I said, Karen always needs more of DMC 310.
So I think it's got like 12 in here or something, 10? I don't know, but that will be very helpful. And then he just got me 18 count antique white data. So very usable for lots of different things. Although it looks like, I don't know, it looks smaller than 18 count, but it probably is just 18 count, and I just haven't been stitching on 18 count recently, so it looks
Have
tinier.
you pulled one out?
No.
It's got 11. That's a really odd number.
That is a
Pun intended, but it's a really odd number. And it says 12x, so my guess would be 12 times, but I don't know.
It doesn't matter. And then, so Jason's brother and our sister-in-law got me this linen, and on the package is like, you know, linen for cross stitch, but it is very uneven. There's no way I'm going to be cross stitching on this. But Jason thinks it would be good for
fully finishing,
or I was thinking I could use them as backdrops for taking photos.
So there's this baby blue color. There is a cream color. There is a white color, which is white and cream. White looks cream and cream looks tan. And then this pink color.
So they're really pretty colors, and I will find uses for them. And then one of my sisters gave us some crafting supplies. So she gave some cross-stitch supplies and some like knitting supplies and stuff. It's kind of for both of us. I don't do knitting or anything with yarn.
Crochet.
Whatever. He does some of that sometimes. So it's just like, I mean, a random scrap of Ada, a partially worked on kit, a started project and the patterns in here, as well as some like grid paper someone had worked on cross-stitch patterns for. And then this bobbin box with some DMC in it. So that'll be fun.
Very random assortment.
Yeah, but all useful things, you know. I don't plan to stitch this thing, but you know, I could just cut it off, you know, and maybe cut off, you know,
use the rest of the paper.
Yeah, use the rest of the fabric.
Cloth.
I mean, it's kind of discolored, so I probably dye over it, you know. But yeah, so that was some Christmas presents. Also, on our trip to go visit Jason's parents, we stopped at a few stores. So we stopped at Michael's, and I got these tags. Helen D from Eastcoast Crafter, she has been talking about these, and so when I saw these on sale, I got some because they're great for finishing like small ornaments, but now I need to design like lots of small ornaments because there's 50 of these. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
I got just a couple DMC. This is
some Blanc.
So one, yeah.
And DMC 224.
Yeah. So I needed some of this, and this I just grabbed just because you always can use more. And then I debated about getting some of this twine.
Christmassy twine.
And Jason's like, do it. So I did. Because this comes with some twine, but you don't always want that color for
here's what she said. One, there's that. Two, she was worried about the length of these.
Yeah, I think it's that kind of short.
And then she saw these as we were getting ready to check out. And I said, hey, you should get some of these, since she was looking at it as like a replacement for this. Because this would look more festive, more Christmassy, which is what she'll want for the fully finished product sometimes. And she can cut it to the length that she wants. So.
And Jason also said, you know, I could use it like finishing around the edges of things as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like the feel of it, but you're not going to be feeling it for the most part. You're just going to be looking at it, so it's okay. We went to Ross and we got this. So I don't know if we want to do the back or well, probably not the back because it's got the thing. But like I could put a cross stitch over this, you know, and maybe just, I don't know. I thought it could be a cool cross stitching or finishing piece, so we got it.
Yeah. And then we also stopped at
Stitcher's Garden in Conway, Arkansas.
Yes. And again, she's lovely. They're lovely. I felt so bad. Their pipes had frozen. They didn't burst, but they had frozen the night before because it was their really, really super cold day. So she was sad because she couldn't get coffee. They had to go to the shop next door to get water to make their coffee. But we got some fabric.
So
should I pull these out of the packages or?
I don't maybe.
I'll pull them out. You talk about what you want to talk about.
Well, I need that piece of fabric.
I know.
Okay.
But you can start talking about it.
So I bought this fabric. It's Picture This Plus Heroic. I don't know if you can see. It's got like pink and blue on top of this tan. So I'm thinking to use this for starting His Name is Jesus. And originally I was thinking to do like dark blues and then a goldish color for the center motif. But then I was thinking this is fall. So I'm thinking what I might do is use these as well as maybe a dark blue as my palette. So maybe, I don't know, like maybe the red be the center, His Name is Jesus, and then the green, the purple, and then a dark blue being
the different names.
The different words around it. So that's what I'm thinking. I still need to like really decide. I'm not planning to start till Easter, so I have some time to make the decision. But I don't know. I feel like that might be cool. What do you guys think? Do you think that would look good? I don't know.
I'm trying to open this
undecided.
up a little bit more.
But this fabric just really stood out to me when I was trying to pick fabric, so I bought it. And these were all pre-cut. These first three were all pre-cut ones. So I think this one was a 1/4 yard. I think they may all be a 1/4 yard. I don't know where it says. Yeah, 1/4.
Yeah, they're all 1/4 yards.
And so
next one, it's really cool because there was a new fabric supplier.
I don't know how new this is, but I've never heard of them before. Atomic Ranch Fabrics.
But
she had some beautiful fabrics.
There's some really, really pretty fabrics by this distributor.
So this one I don't necessarily have something specific in mind for, but I've been looking for a nice green, and it's not showing as pretty in the camera as it looks in person.
Sequoia.
But it's sequoia, and it's a much more evergreen sort of color. This is looking more olivey, I feel like, in the...
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of olivey, but it's much more...
The variegations tend between evergreen and olive green.
Yeah. So it's a really pretty piece, and I got it because I've been looking for some good greens, and I actually just got an email from 123 Stitch that a green I was looking at came back in stock, but I don't know if I'll buy it because I just bought this one. But anyways, and then
did we know that this was in 2 pieces?
Yeah, because I cut. So
Okay.
this is she helped me decide fabric for a piece that I'm designed and I'm going to be stitching, and so it's cut into 2 pieces because one of them is the size I need for
that design,
and so then I can just start in the middle. And I was using Jason's mom's serger to serge the edges because I thought at first that since they were prepackaged they'd be serged, but they weren't. So like it was serged on like one side, but where it had been cut it wasn't, so I serged around the other edges. Anyways.
Anyway, this one's called Bayou.
Yeah.
And again, this is by Atomic Ranch Fabrics. And it's weird because I would never associate Bayou with a pretty fabric just because the swamplands, which are not fully bayou near where I live, aren't this pretty color. And this is very beautiful autumnal. You see, like, it's generally brown, but then you have like some oranges and some greens. I think this would be a really great fabric for, say, people who are doing camo aesthetic patterns.
Maybe.
It'd also be good for most autumnal patterns. So I could see a fall football pattern being good for that one too.
Yeah, so I'm excited to try out this, and I mean the fabric is beautiful. So, and I'll try to find a link to Atomic. What was it?
Atomic Ranch
Studio. So
Fabrics.
Because I try to link people below, so I will try to find a link to them and just learn more about them. And then
Atomic Ranch Fabrics, by the way.
Atomic Ranch Fabrics. Yeah. And then I got this. It's Picture This Plus Mystic for my birthday start. I tried in the last video. You'd seen some fabric I had dyed, but it was too purpley for me. So I got some Christmas money, so I used some of it to buy some fabric.
And everybody can gasp with me. Something's too purple for Karen. That sounds wrong.
And then I also got this is a needle case, and it's just got a magnet inside it, and you can, open it up and put needles in. So I have one that I wanted to give away from Aimee Loves Toads that I love, and that's one of my stitching spots. But I've developed a second stitching spot, so I wanted one for that second stitching spot.
And super pretty.
It's super pretty. I first saw like the one I had and then a couple others, and I didn't like the other one, so I was like, well, I don't want to buy another one of the same one I have. But then I saw this one and it was beautiful, and yeah.
Okay.
And then this is Jason's Christmas present to me.
Well, this was part of that Christmas present.
Oh, well,
no, it wasn't.
You didn't wrap it, so.
I didn't. I meant to. Oops. Oh well. So we got both of these are by Cottage Garden Samplings. I think this was the one for last year.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. But Christmas Eve, it is Old Saint Nick with a beautiful bag.
This. I'm not completely convinced about the beard, but I probably will stitch it with the same color beard. But I love his outfit, his bag, and his...
I mean, you could change it out for whites.
I don't know if... I like the fact that it's not a white beard, but I'm not sure I like that it's a blonde beard.
Fair. Okay. And then also, from this year...
I mean, I've seen...
what was this? A Year in the Woods. That's
so,
what
I mean, you've all probably seen this a million times, but I have admired it the entire time, and
I saw this, and I wanted to stitch it too. So I was like, we have to get
one
this
of us
pattern.
will stitch it, and it's beautiful. I don't know when it'll get stitched, but it is a beautiful, beautiful pattern. And then he got me this project bag that has 3 different levels, which will be great for designing because I often will kit up parts of projects as I'm designing them. So, this one, if it's just got some floss, I can, just put the small floss kits. And right now I just put them in this huge bag, project bag, but this will be nice to separate them a bit. So.
And they're open, so they're driving me nuts.
That's because I had stuff in them and I took them out so we could show it. And then one last thing that we got.
So this last thing, this is haul. This is New Start. This is No Longer Whip. And this is Finished. And this is Fully Finished. So we got this kit. Ugly Snowman Sweater Penguin. Stitch Your Own Ornament Kit by Canadian Stitchery. And they have an entire series of these ugly sweater kits. And it's really cool because it comes with literally everything you need. It has a little wooden ornament. It's got all the floss you need. It has the needle.
Lots of extra floss, too.
A lot of extra floss. It has this red felt that you can put on the back. And then it has this little finishing thread that you can use for the hanger.
So I was like, yeah, you can get that if you want to stitch that for my sister for next year, because I stitched her a sweater for this year. But he decided he's going to give her an extra bonus gift since he's already stitched
okay,
it.
so here's the thing. When we originally, so with Karen's family, we assign who's giving gifts to who, because there are so many adults that it can get really expensive to try to get a gift for everyone. And in this year, hold on, let me finish crinkling. This year, I drew this sister. That was one of the names that I had, assigned to me, technically. And I switched her for one of Karen's brothers because I already had a gift in mind for him. I had seen something in the store and I was like, ooh, he needs that. And so I felt kind of bad because I felt like I was shirking my responsibility, even though I traded someone with her. So she still had the same amount of presents. But I felt somewhat bad, and so when I saw this, I was like, ooh, this is for her. And I had that same reaction that I had for her brother. Your brother. Her, plural, brother. And so, because this was such an easy stitch, I stitched it in a day. Yeah. I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to give it to her. She's going to love it, and I wouldn't be surprised if she had like a little Christmas shrine or a small Christmas tree up all year.
She's very big into Christmas. Super big into Christmas.
So
she'll love it, and it's a bonus gift. It'll be okay.
So I think that's everything for haul.
Yep. So back to the video.
Back to your regularly scheduled programming.
So
welcome back.
I also bought. I'm not going to show the whole thing. I will insert a picture, but I got a serger and thread. I have not unpackaged any of it. I've been hurting, been busy. I'm a little intimidated at setting it up, so that hasn't happened. But I was saving up money because I was wanting us to be able to go to a retreat. But Jason's confused by why I put something in haul.
Mm-hmm. Very confused. So she's been saving up money to go to a retreat, but because of her body hurting a lot and
just seeing how much it costs, like, I just don't know that it's feasible for us to go to a retreat right now, as much as I would love to go to a retreat. And cause, like, I was looking at one because there was going to be one that's only going to be like 3 hours from us this year, but based on other ones by that same people, it was going to be like $500 each for us, plus hotel, plus travel, plus food. You know, like it was too much. And I don't know that I would be able to enjoy it because I can only stitch for sometimes up to an hour at a time, but then I have to let my, body rest.
Let your body rest, yeah.
I can't sit in chairs for long periods of time. So I just don't know how much I'd enjoy it. Anyways, so I used that money to buy some of that money to buy a serger, because it will be great for serging fabric. That's literally, I'm just going to use it for serging the edges of fabric. Whether I dye fabric and sell it or it's just the fabric I'm stitching with. I think it'll be really helpful. So I also got, let me see. No, I don't think I can hide it. So Lisa with 4 City Stitching did a moss stitch for me. It's actually 3 small ones. But let me see if I can show the fabric and threads. So this is the fabric I sent her. You can't see the things. And then I sent her some thread, which she sent back. So I need to get those fully finished and ready to release. But then she also sent me these pretty floss drops with her information on the back and some cute stickers, which I've started putting stickers on my thread boxes, my bobbin boxes. So I'm going to put some of those on there. So thank you, Lisa. I'm super excited about that. And I need to get that fully finishing along with other fully finishing. So that was nice.
Next haul comes from, I think this came from your mom.
Yeah, well, a friend of my mom gave it to her, and my mom asked if I wanted any of these.
They're just these really small little frames, and yeah.
Yeah, just some frames, thrifted frames.
Can pull the... This is actually the top. Okay, that looks like it could be the top. I thought it was like this, but anyway. Yeah, they'll be nice for fully finishing some things. Hopefully I'll be able to clean them up really nice because they're
dirty.
Dusty.
So he was wondering why I brought these over here, and this was actually a gift from one of his friends.
Yes.
Which I thought they were just cool, so I just wanted to show him. But also, I don't know if this was wrapped around him or whatever.
Yeah, it was wrapped around
lacy stuff. So I'm going to take this to use for fully finishing. So that's why I put it in the haul, because it had the cool thing to...
But yeah, I have a friend, Michelle. I can't think of her last name. She's an artist in New York. But yeah, we kind of send each other gifts every year. The gift I got for her, I haven't started yet.
But you did say it might look really good in one of
those frames. It'll hopefully look good in one of those frames. So, but I'm guessing she made these. Because normally whenever we send each other gifts, it's homemade stuff. But yeah, these were wrapped in the ribbon. And Karen's excited to use the ribbon for fully finishing.
Yep. And then also, I got another arm brace. So my thumb's been hurting a lot, like the base of my thumb, since about May. In May, it hurt so bad I couldn't stitch for a while. But so I got one of these ones because a friend who crochets said she uses one of these. But it's really hard to cross-stitch with it. I think if I was doing two-handed stitching, it would be okay. But sometimes after my stitching session, I will put it on just to like stabilize it as I'm reading afterwards. But this is like, it's the same brand as my usual one. So my usual one, I'll show you, is like this. And I wear it when I'm on the computer. I wear it when I stitch. But this one, like it does the wrist, but it also has the thumb. But you can't move your thumb very much, which makes it really hard to like maneuver. So I'll still use it some, but I'm not sure how helpful it'll be, but I don't know. Anyways, that's the last of our haul. So giveaway, for the last giveaway, it was just one of my patterns as a PDF. So no one actually technically necessarily entered, but Mrs. Stitches said that when she's done with her buying freeze or whatever, she would purchase one of my patterns. So if you want a pattern, Mrs. Stitches, I'm saying you won the giveaway because I just want to give something away to make me happy, basically.
I want to give something away to make me happy. Yes. That's what I got other people
make you happy too. But if you want one of my patterns, Mrs. Stitches, you can let me know, and I will send you a PDF of that pattern. And then life updates. We had Christmas. That was good.
Went and visited my parents.
Yeah,
lots of relaxation.
Yeah, we spent time with my family before and after the trip. The trip was nice. Well, it was okay too. We locked the key in the car.
Not a we. It was me.
I probably pushed the lock on the door, so just because you didn't have it in your hand doesn't mean I was the one who didn't lock it.
It's still me.
But the place we were at had a restaurant attached to it, the gas station.
Yeah.
And they were really nice to us and let us in a booth, and while we waited for someone to come unlock it, and it was just really nice. It was a really great place.
It was really nice because, okay, so on our way back from Indianapolis, the first place we stopped to get gas, we locked the key in the car. They let us sit at the restaurant, and the waitress who was working, she was probably in her early 20s, maybe even late teens. And she came over, she's like, would you like some water while you wait? Like, she proactively took care of us, and it was really nice. So I ended up buying like a chicken wrap and some fries, which is another thing. They let me substitute because they didn't have fries listed as something that could go with that. But I was like, the other options you can't really eat in the car. Their fries were amazing. They had really good fries. But yeah, other than that, the trip was pretty uneventful. We saw my parents. We saw your brother.
Oh, in the insert video, you'll see that we went to Stitcher's Garden in Conway, Arkansas. So we got some haul from there.
Yes.
So that was good.
Always lovely to visit Stitcher's Garden. And
it was just nice to have a break. It was nice to see my brother's house in Indianapolis because he moved there last year. So it was nice to visit him and see his house and spend time with him. And
we got some plants.
For your fish tank, yep.
Yes. And then we also got a tag-along we found a few tag-alongs we found recently.
You found what, 2 snails?
2 snails so far, a small one and a bigger one.
And then work's just been super busy for me. I have a coworker has health problems, and she's been out sick a lot, and she's having surgery next month. So basically, I'm going to be doing both our jobs for the foreseeable future. This week I've already worked more. It's Thursday. This probably won't get up till Saturday, but I've already worked more than I usually work in a week already, and it's Thursday. I still have Friday. It's also busy.
And there's lots of things to do. Yeah.
It's just work's been crazy for the past 6 months or more, and it's not looking like it's going to slow down. It's busy with like my work that I need to do. I'm busy with clients not getting us stuff and then getting it to us and then wanting it, on time still. It's busy with, we've been having a lot of turnover for employees.
There's lots of stuff going on.
I'm basically going to be doing 2 jobs for the foreseeable future. So I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm a little hurting. KB Studio will definitely have to take a back. I'm going to have to take a step back from it because I'm going to be spending more time at my day job. So
it's not going to go away completely, but
But it is, I'm going to have to take major steps back because even this week already, I'm exhausted. Oh, and then church is busy. Because with, in our church, we have callings is, you know, what we do to help out at the church. And with what I do is I help with training for the congregations in our area. So over the next few months, I will be doing that every Sunday or two. And some of those are an hour away, you know, drive. So I will make it through, but my body's already pretty exhausted and hurting, and I still have months ahead. So I will be doing a lot of reading to help recuperate, and that's why I have a tracker to track the genres I'm reading, and just for fun. I can still stitch, I can still get some patterns released, but I may not get all the ones released that I wanted to get released. But, or as much designing done, or, you know, whatever, but it's okay, right?
Yes.
It's okay. Do you have anything else to have for life updates? You did.
I've done a lot of painting. I've done
little models.
Yeah, little model painting.
Show this one. It's so cool.
Which one? No, you don't like it, and it's not done yet.
I do like it. It's so pretty.
You said it didn't make sense.
I said it looks a little weird when it's just this, but it looks really cool when it's this and this. But
that's the printing. I haven't fully painted it yet.
Oh.
Because I might undo a lot of the painting that I've done.
But it's so pretty.
I've started to try to tackle some of the things that are super intimidating me. Like I have a lot of bookshelves to paint, and they're intimidating because there's lots of really tiny things to paint, i.e. the books that are sitting on them. Some of them have like little orbs and chests and hats, and that's intimidating to look at and say, I need to paint that. So,
got some new games.
Got some new... so recently we went over to a friend's house. They invited us over to play some board games, and we played Seven Wonders. Highly recommend. And then we played two cardboard games.
Well, one's pretty much card, and the other's board card.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're both by Unstable Games, which is part of the Tea Turtle Company. They're the Unstable Unicorns is what most people know them for. But we played Happy Little Dinosaurs, which is about surviving the apocalypse. And it sounds bad, but it's actually kind of cute. And then Here to Slay, which is basically like D&D card game with cute furry animals. Mm-hmm. So that's always good. Yeah. So I bought those recently. And I finished painting a miniature for somebody and got paid for that. So.
Yep. So.
Yep.
We're doing pretty good. Just life is life. We hope to come back to you in another month. I definitely want to try to do every month this year. So, we'll see.
We'll see you in February.
Sometime. Probably the end of February.
You'll be 1 year older and wiser, too.
I will be.
So, anyway, hope y'all have a great time. Hope the rest of your winter, or if you're on the other hemisphere, summer, is good. And until next time,
happy stitching.
Happy stitching. 3, 2, 1, boop.
Hi, FlossTube. This is Karen.
Gotta give it a little B. That way you can edit it.
That way I can edit it. Okay.
Yeah.
You ready yet?
Beep. It's fine. We're fine. So, okay. Welcome to the insert. This is Karen with KAB Studio Creation and Jason with Karen, which is not needing to be said because it said at the beginning. She's going to cut this out. I know it.